Hello, and thank you for joining us for today's broadcast. This broadcast is a product of Shrine Media, LLC. Unauthorized use, sale, or redistribution of this media in any form is strictly prohibited without the express written consent of Shrine Media. Radio and television mediums are encouraged to reach out. Thank you for tuning in. Enjoy the game.
Walk off home run. Getting underway. This is it. They have to score here. Here's a shot to the right side.
Game 4 of the day, Game 8 of the tournament. We have a 2 versus 7 matchup. Number 2 seeded Bryan College, 28-12 on the season. They were 21-7 in conference, 16-2 at home, and 12-2 on the road. Versus your number 7 seeded Brenau Golden Tigers. Brenau got the win yesterday against Milligan, 3-0. First time we will see Bryan College in the AAC tournament, as they had that bye yesterday. And Jeff, what can we expect from Bryan College, a team that was, helped run the conference as well? They were at that top 2.
Yeah, 28-12 on the season were the Lions, and a little bit like Reinhardt, I'm really anxious to see them play. They've got some speed. Savannah Beards 4th in the conference in stolen bases. He had 25. Aubrey Presley 4th in RBIs with 46. So they have some players who can fill up the stat sheet. Anxious to see how they appear in their opening game here in the AAC tournament.
Here we go. And starting off in that circle, you have Kylie Smith. Kylie Smith, 3.27 ERA, 13-4 record on the season, 13 complete games, 3 shutouts.
This Brunel team, like you said, Deshaun, their 3-0 win over Milligan yesterday, but this team can absolutely smash the softball. Dayton Power leading off, and she's got some speed as well. 2nd in the conference in stolen bases with 29, and the 1st in the conference in stolen bases is Ava Moon, who's in the on-deck circle, and she had 36 stolen bags. So a lot of speed, a lot of power in this Golden Tiger lineup.
1-2 count. Today we have Brenau, who's going to be wearing the white tops with black pants, and then you have the Bryan College Lions, who's going to be wearing all black today. First out of the day. So now you have Ava Moon, who is going to make her way up to the plate. Yesterday, Ava Moon, when she got on base, she was impactful. She went 1 for 2 yesterday, 1 run scored, and 1 RBI. And then starts off today with the base hit.
Yeah, Ava Moon 1st in the conference in batting average, hitting .500 on the season during the regular season. And shows off some of those skills right there. Hard hit ground ball to center field. Getting things started with 1 out for Brunel here in the top of the 1st inning.
Now first baseman Peyton Hawkins, 0 for 2 yesterday, 1 run scored. That pitch right on the inside from Smith.
Ava Moon 1st in the conference in stolen bases, 36 on the season. Probably going to roll the dice and send her here at some point.
Already considered it just right there. Great out to stay at home at first.
Peyton Hawkins, another great hitter for Brenau, 476, which was good for 2nd in the conference.
Now Moon is going to make her way to 2nd. Steals. You could just tell she was super determined, ducked her head, and just took off running all the way to 2nd.
Yeah, nice steal from Moon, and they're going to call her out for leaving early.
Wow. That's usually that's the tricky part. Like I said, when you duck your head sometimes, you just take off.
That's one of those things where you can, you try it and do it until you get caught because that's a hard call to make.
And honestly, you're not leaving early until they catch you.
That's exactly right. Ava Moon, great speed nonetheless, but now that will bring up 2 outs here in the top of the 1st. Hawkins still at the dish for Brenau.
Now Hawkins gets contact on that. Hitting the foul territory.
Look at that bat thus far, fouling a couple pitches off. I think early on, the more pitches you can see, especially if they're not right down the middle, it's just a huge advantage for the batter.
Hawkins pops that right to short. 3 up, 3 down. Bryan College now will head into the bottom of the first. With an opportunity to get their offense going, we will see what will happen after this quick break here after this break on AAC Softball in Kingsport, Tennessee. Bottom of the first action, Savannah Beard will be leading off for Bryan College. She is a .359 hitter, 131 at-bats, 24 runs scored, 47 hits, 13 RBIs, 5 doubles, 2 triples. And Jeff, just tell me about what Brenau can expect. You have Emily Hall is going to be making another appearance in the circle.
Number 10, Savannah Beard.
Emily Hall had a great day yesterday in their victory, and she may have her hands full with this Bryan lineup. A lot of potent hitters in the top 6. Beard, a .359 hitter, like you said, Deshaun. Then Bunty, .418. Green, .325. Aubrey Presley in that cleanup spot hitting .431. And that's what Bryan likes to do. They'll put people on and then just hit after hit, let the hit parade begin.
That was hit in the foul territory, 0-2 count. Emily Hall yesterday started off in the circle, got the win, 7 innings, complete game, 4 hits given up, shutout, struck out a batter. That's now Hall. Get ready to take this next pitch. Beard bobbles on the short. She will make it to first safely.
Yeah, hard hit ball to short, not fielded cleanly, but with the speed of Savannah Beard, I don't know that it would have made a difference.
Yeah, she was
tremendous speed coming out of that left-hand batter's box.
She was making her way.
The right fielder, Addison Bunty.
As that does go down as a first hit of the day. That will go down as a foul ball.
Bunty trying to get the sack bunt down.
Addison Bunty, 418 hitter, 122 at-bats, 33 runs scored, 51 hits, 2 doubles, 2 triples, 19 RBIs, 18 stolen bases. And Bunty driving that into right field.
Yeah, easy catch out in right field for Riley Smith. Had plenty of time to get underneath that one, squeeze it for the first out here in the bottom of the first inning.
Number 3, Callie Green.
First baseman Callie Green now up to bat. .325 hitter, 41 hits, 4 home runs, 1 triple, 6 doubles.
Leadoff batter getting aboard for Bryan here in the bottom of the first. Second batter pops out. Green looking to move a runner. See if they can push one across. 0-0.
Now 2-0 count. You have Beard on first. Pop hit right by the press box, 2-1 count.
Yeah, for a second I thought I was going to have to make a play there, which my window's closed. Yours is open. You'll be the one have to.
Oh, yeah, I probably would have stretched the arm out. Either that or I'm just getting out the way.
Got two choices.
We got a great producer that can make that play.
Make it look easy. Big swing and a miss there from Green. Good pitch from Hall. Hall now way ahead in the count.
That one low in the dirt. Goes down for a ball. That one tipped off for a foul. Keeps it at a full count. One out on the board. Beard at first. As we had a quick stoppage. Like we'll get back into the action.
Yeah, the umpire retrieved that foul ball and then took a trip out to the pitching circle.
Now Hall looking to get the signal. So now she'll take this next pitch. That drives right into right field. Goes right into foul territory. Savannah Beard was ready to go. You seen how she was already rounding second.
Yeah, she was out of the starting block on that one. She had third base or home on her mind. That was a hard hit ball from Green. Just foul deep in the right field corner.
Savannah Beard led this team with 25 stolen bases. That's going to go right up the center. Drops right in front of center fielder. Another base hit with one out on the board. 2 on. Callie Green. Single to center.
Now batting the catcher, number 30.
It's going to bring the catcher, Aubrey Presley, to the plate. 431 hitter on the season. 46 RBIs during the regular season. That was good for 4th in the Appalachian Athletic Conference. A chance to add to that total right here.
Has 7 home runs on the season, team leading. First pitch called strike. If you look at some of the history from these two teams. Last time these two teams faced off was April 16th. That was a split. It's now Beard. She'll make her way to third.
Yeah, great job by Beard tagging up on the play. Ball hit deep to right field. No shot to throw her out at third. Brenau wisely threw that ball to second to keep the runner on first, Callie Green, from tagging up and going to second.
Two teams familiar with each other. In that game won April 16th. Bryan lost 6-2 and then won 8-1. It's now Hall. Great pitch.
Yeah, started her off with a strike there. Holgriff at the plate, 359 hitter on the season. Runners on the corners, 2 outs here in the bottom of the first inning. No score between Bryan and Brenau.
Bryan looking to try to drive in that first run. Bring the momentum on their side, take that lead. Swing and a miss on that. Great pitch by Emily Hall. 16 total pitches so far.
1 ball, 2 strikes to count to Holgriff. She took a cut at that one. Just didn't connect.
Now she'll take the next pitch. That one on that outside, 2-2 count. 2 outs on the board.
It was a good curveball from Hall. Moved outside off the plate, trying to get Holgriff to chase. Tried to retire via the strikeout.
Takes the next pitch. As now Green makes her way to second. Just wasn't even going to try to attempt to throw her out. Now you have 2 runners in scoring position. Full count.
Yeah, 2 outs. You sort of have to deal with a batter in this situation. And if you do what you're supposed to, those runners aren't going to matter.
So now that is going to be popped up into foul territory. Right over the fence. Keeps it at a full count.
Good job by Halsey and McGee, the third baseman and catcher respectively for Brenau, giving chase just out of the field of play.
It's now Hall. She'll take this pitch. With 2 runners left, she strikes out the batter, leaves Bryan scoreless. Now Brenau has a chance to go into the next inning, try to drive in some runs themselves.
Still, no score.
That's just a great pitch by Emily Hall. Take me through it.
It was a great pitch. A little backdoor curveball, started inside, cut across the inside corner. Had Hogriff fooled looking and got her retired via the backwards K. And now, like you said, Deshaun, Brenau coming to the plate to see what they can do. It'll be 4, 5, and 6 up for the Golden Tigers. Halsey, McGee, and Dale set to come to the plate.
We'll see if Halsey can set the tone coming back from this quick break here with ASC Softball in Kingsport, Tennessee. Top of the second inning action, you have Whitney Halsey, who is going to be leading off.
Number 22, Whitney Halsey.
Whitney Halsey yesterday, 1 for 3, 1 RBI. Looking to add some momentum today, continue to keep Brenau in that winner's bracket, put Bryan in that loser's bracket. We've already seen a scenario with a top seed, Jeff, be put in the loser's bracket and have their backs against the wall.
Yeah, and that's what you want to try to avoid. Obviously, you want to keep winning, keep that momentum going. And Bryan didn't play yesterday. They had a day off via the bye where they finished 2 in the conference. So their first chance out here for some live action in the AAC tournament.
Absolutely. And we just saw the definition of anything can happen. It does not matter what your regular season record is. As Halsey leads off, gets a base hit, makes her way to first.
Nice piece of hitting by Halsey there. The ball was on the outer half of the plate. She just took it the opposite field. A nice single in the right center field gap, a leadoff single for the Golden Tigers here in the top of the second inning.
Hit number 2 for the Golden Tigers. Now catcher McGee will be up to the plate. That one a bit high. Allie McGee yesterday, 2 for 2, 1 RBI.
Yeah, had a good day at the plate. Did Allie McGee.
Allie McGee drives that into the outfield. That will drop. Now another base hit. Hit number 3.
Back-to-back singles for the Golden Tigers, and they've got something cooking here in the top of the second inning.
Now batting the designated player. Number
And
9,
we've seen
Callie Day.
how dangerous Brenau is. Again, this conference is so tough that you look at them being a 7th seed and it's like, how?
Yeah, that's especially when you look, just a glance at their statistics. A very, very capable softball team.
That one attempted to bunt that. That was hitting the foul territory.
Be Callie Dale at the plate for Brenau, the designated player.
It's now Smith. Dale with the bunt. She'll get it over. Advancing 2 runners over. Does the job that she needs to do.
Yeah, great execution on the sac bunt. Great play by Bryan to come in and throw the ball over to first to record the out.
That would
Now
be
batting
out
left
number
fielder,
1 of
number
this
4,
inning.
Allie Busby.
Now number 4, Allie Busby, went 0 for 3 yesterday, looking to continue the hitting fiasco that Brenau has right now. So that's going to ground out. That's going to give Brenau that first run.
And that's all you need. A little fielder's choice ground ball to the right side is going to score a run, and just a great piece of hitting from Busby to do a job and get the RBI.
Right fielder, number 8, Riley Smith.
Can't be mad at that.
Absolutely not. Brunel strikes first here in the top of the second.
Brenau coming into this inning, great mindset. Want to get that offense going, really force Bryan to respond, but also put Kaylee Smith in a bind. Right now, 1.5 innings pitched, 1 earned run. Hasn't struck out a batter just yet.
Yeah, Brunel, just a great hitting softball team. And, you know, they started this inning off with back-to-back singles and a sac bunt, a ground ball to the right side, scores a run. Still have a runner on third with 2 out and a potential for Riley Smith to drive that run home.
So now Smith up to bat. Kaylee Smith with that pitch. That is going to the outfield. Great communication in the outfield. Bryan will escape this inning, only giving up 1 run, and they will be due up to bat.
1 run on 2 hits.
And what can we see from Bryan going into the bottom of the second?
Well, I think they've just got to get their bats going, and I think, you know, sometimes you see that where, you know, Brunel played yesterday. They in a little bit of a rhythm, saw some live pitching in their victory over Milligan. Bryan's had a couple days off, and sometimes, you know, a little rust comes with that. So the Lions need to knock off the rust. Had a couple singles in the first inning, just couldn't get a run home, but they'll have another opportunity right here at the bottom of the second.
So we shall see exactly what the Lions will bring after this quick break here in ASC Softball in Kingsport, Tennessee.
Brooklyn Malone.
Bottom of the second action, Brooklyn Malone will be leading off. Brooklyn Malone, 347 hitter, 26 hits, 5 doubles, 2 triples, 12 RBIs.
I'm counting these ball standings wrong. How does this work?
And Malone starting in left field today for Bryan.
I don't see how it equals 72.
Batting in the number 6 hole, but leading off here in the bottom of the second inning. Brunel struck first in the top of the second, leads this game 1-0.
Count up all the pluses. The ones that
And that last pitch called a strike, 1-1 count. Emily Hall, 1 inning pitch, has a batter struck out. As Bryan had a great inning hitting-wise,
that's true.
offense started to get going with 2 hits. But Emily Hall keeping that composure that she had in the circle to get out of that inning without giving up a run, having a batter caught looking.
Yeah, and the other 2 outs were, you know, lazy fly balls. So, you know, not a whole lot of work to do when, you know, Bryan's popping up and allowing Brunel easy outs.
Now Malone flies that right into left field for the first out of the inning. Great work for Busby to camp under that.
Now batting the shortstop, number 8.
And 3 out of the 4 outs in this game for Brunel are fly ball outs. The other one a strikeout.
It's the second.
So now Maddie Lee will be up to bat. 278 hitter, 35 hits, 25 runs scored, 10 doubles, 1 triple.
And Maddie Lee, another one of these Bryan College lines with a lot of speed. Looking to earn her way on base.
That one a little bit on the outside. I like the outside pitch. That will be called a ball.
Yeah, good location. Just missed. Not a thing wrong with that pitch right there.
Stretching that zone. More on the inside pitch this time. Works it to perfection. 1-2 count. 1 out. Now she'll take the next pitch. Great eye not to go for that. Check swing.
Yeah, Emily Hall having a good day in the circle, Deshaun. She's, like you said, trying to stretch the zone, change the eye level of these hitters. Makes it hard to pick up on that ball coming out of her glove, especially her being the southpaw.
As now Maddie Lee pops that one. Goes right over the fence. Columbia College has come back into the facility. See who their next opponent will be. It's Columbia College. In that elimination game, prevailed to get the win, so they move on to tomorrow. Now, the loser of this game is who Columbia College will have.
Yeah, they're out here doing their homework.
Absolutely. And that's just a great catch.
What a catch. My goodness.
Dun-dun-dun, dun-dun-dun.
Ava Moon showing some range, a little Willie Mays over the shoulder catch to retire Maddie Lee.
I love that comparison right there. That's a great one.
That was, and it shows her speed too, because she had to run a long way to get that one. That was sort of hitting no man's land, but Moon putting her skills on full display.
Brianna Bumgarner up to bat. First at bat of the day, and she'll pop that right back to second base. Ava Moon getting the last 2 putouts.
No runs, no hits.
So 3 up, 3 down. Brunau's defense picking it up.
It's 1-0.
What can we see from Brunau's offense going into this next inning?
I like what they've done. I mean, the last inning they come out, 2 back-to-back singles to start things off, a sacrifice bunt, and then just did what they needed to do to get a run in. Left one stranded, but the ability to strike first, hang one on the board, puts a little bit more pressure on the Bryan College lines, and Brenau will attempt to do the same thing right here in the bottom of the second inning.
We shall see exactly what will happen after this quick break here at ASC Softball in Kingsport, Tennessee. Charlotte Smith leading off this inning. First at bat of the day.
I do want to correct that, Deshaun. I said bottom of the second. We're in the top of the third. So Brenau attempting to do that here in the top of the third. Get this leadoff runner on.
Hey, that's how fast the pace is going.
Quick game. It's just been a great 2 days of softball, and this AAC conference tournament, this whole conference is so competitive, so many great teams.
And this is what you love about tournament play. Everybody coming in, you get to see all the talent just displayed instead of just reading about it maybe on their website or on the AAC Sports website.
Oh, yeah. Getting to see them, live is just a great opportunity. And it's just a high level of softball. And for people that don't follow it or keep up with it, if you're a softball fan, you really should, because these teams are highly competitive. They're very skilled. And all fighting each other to try to bring home a conference championship.
Because that's exactly what they know is on the line. It's like everybody knows at the end of the week, someone has to be crowned as that champion. You see all those different storylines coming into the week. Obviously from teams that have played each other early in the year, you can see them in a conference tournament. That can be your revenge game, but it can also be the chance to do something really special for that program, whether if it's the first time ever back-to-back or the first time in years.
I agree. And, I think when you look at the conference alignment. If you play somebody early in the season in a conference, it's the weather's probably not going to be great. It's going to be cold. Somebody's going to win. Somebody's going to lose. But the team that loses that game, throughout the season, they get on a roll. They start playing a little bit better. And like you said, that the revenge factor definitely comes into play. And it's a matter of pride in these young women.
And you just see that. I mean, last time these two teams played, it was a split. It wasn't a sweep for Bryan College. It was one team won one, another team won the other.
Yeah, and that's what, if you go back and look, a lot of those regular season series, you see a lot of those splits like that just because the parity among the conference.
And leading off this inning is Charlotte Smith, and she gets that base hit right past short, going 1 for 1 on the day. Brenau continuing that offense, 4th hit for them.
Yeah, 4 hits through 2 innings. And that's just, they can absolutely smash the softball. And that's one of the things that I've commented on them yesterday and will continue today. There are no easy outs through this Brunel lineup, and now it's flipped over back to the top in Dayton Power.
It's now Dayton Power. 0 for 1 on the day. She was put out with a 6-3. There's something that we saw yesterday. We'll see it later on. Is the discipline of Brunel's defense. As you remember in that situation when they played against Milligan, there were situations where we saw that Milligan was in scoring positions and they could have brought home some runs, but catching a lot of runners stealing. And with Bryan's base runners and not a speed that they have, that's going to be something that Bryan has either paid attention to, is that we did see them here yesterday in the facility, but also understanding that this is going to come down to one of those who really wants it more.
Who's going to make a play and knowing where to go with the ball and knowing what to do in certain situations is huge in winning a close softball game. And, in the game before this, we saw a throw come in from the outfield and miss the cutoff. And when you miss the cutoff, that allowed the runner to go from first to second. And that extra 60 feet, can't come around and score. I mean, you gotta play smart. You got to play disciplined. And a lot of times the teams that can do that is going to get the victory.
So that pitch a bit high, and that brings it to a full count. Dayton Power yesterday didn't get a hit. Looking to get on today. Charlotte Smith at first. Kaylee Smith, 2 innings of work, 1 earned run. Has not struck out a batter. 30 total pitches so far. Great at bat so far from Dayton Power.
Yeah, she's hanging in there, fouling pitches off, seeing a lot of pitches, and I just am a big believer in the more pitches you can see, your chances to get a good hit increase dramatically.
And with that, Dayton Power makes her way to first. Charlotte Smith makes her way to second. 2 runners on, no outs.
Now the catcher, Aubrey Presley, going out to talk to her battery mate, Kaylee Smith. Probably not talking strategy here, just maybe something mechanical. Calm her down, reassure her, give her a little boost of confidence because in a little bit of a bind right now is Bryan. Leadoff single, walk to the second batter, first and second, nobody out here in the top of the 3rd inning.
It's not Ava Moon. Perfectly placed bunt. With that speed, get her to first. She is safe. That is a throwing error to first. That is a run that's going to come home.
And that's what the small ball does, especially with a speedy player like Ava Moon. She was hustling down the line. It caused the third baseman, Schaefer, to rush that throw, gets into right field, allows a run to score, but also, more importantly, now runners on second and third with nobody out, and Peyton Hawkins coming to the plate.
So now Brenau leads 2-0. Right now, they have just come in with different kind of mindset. They know they have to start off fast. They understand that a team like Bryan, they can get going. So you have to match that intensity. And so far, I think Brenau has definitely done that.
Yeah, Brenau putting all the pressure in the world on Bryan, and a lot of it is the timely hits, but it's also the small ball. It's also the speed. taking advantage of a few miscues and taking these extra bases with nobody out. Brenau looking to add to this run total here in the top of the third.
Now Peyton Hawkins up to the plate. On that last one, Charlotte Smith did score. Dayton Power at third. That one was fouled off.
Yeah, Hawkins a .476 hitter, second in the conference during the regular season. Just a great batting average. He's seen a lot of pitches. Able to barrel up a softball, and if she can do so here, she'll drive in 2 runs.
Still no outs on the board. And I want to talk about that last play just now from Presley. I really applaud catchers that understand when it's a ball low in the dirt. You keep letting that go, and it goes past you. There's a runner scoring when you know it's on third.
Yeah, great job by Presley sliding over to block that ball with a chest protector. Probably saved her team a run.
So that's going to be popped into foul territory, and she will corral that out.
Savannah Schaefer hustling from her third base position to make that catch for the first out, and that is a huge out, a free out in foul territory to retire a very dangerous hitter in Peyton Hawkins.
As now Whitney Halsey had that single to right field at her last at bat, 1 for 1 on the day. Still 2 runners on in scoring position. 1-0 count.
56 RBI for Halsey on the season. In a very, very familiar spot with runners on second and third.
That is going to be. Is she thrown out at home? She is out at home.
What a play from the shortstop, Maddie Lee. Fields the ground ball, goes home with it. Dayton Power tagged out at home. The folks from Brunel not happy with the call.
As they felt like she didn't really get that arm around to tag her out, and she just caught it.
And that was a great tag attempt by Presley. She caught the ball, and it was sort of a snap tag. You know, she didn't waste any time trying to get that tag down. Very heady play by Halsey on the throw home, and the confusion in the seconds that followed. She goes to second, so now Brunel will have runners on second and third with 2 outs.
Coach now demonstrating. He said, "Look at the dirt. Look at where she slid at."
I think they're arguing the fact that the catcher Presley may have been blocking the path to the base without the ball.
I feel like, and right now the umpire is standing on the call that he has made.
Yeah, he's not going to change his mind.
No. So if that does add 2 outs on the board, you have Halsey at second, and now Moon at third.
Allie McGee at the plate, single to left her last time up. You almost have to feel like it's a win for Bryan if you can get out of this thing with just giving up the 1 run.
Absolutely, especially with how Brenau came into this inning to get those runners on. So now Smith will take that pitch. That'll be high in the zone. Call the ball, 1-1 count.
But at the same time, you take a look at Bryan's record, 28-12 on the season. They've been in situations like this before. Pretty pitch.
Beautiful.
From Smith, right on the inside corner, and right at the knees.
1-2 count, 2 outs on the board. Allie McGee looking to try to get her second hit. Kaylee Smith looking to get out of this inning. And she will have her reach out, swing at that. That is strikeout number 1 for Kaylee Smith. 1 run was added on the board, but now Bryan has a chance to match that intensity on the offensive side. We will see what will happen after this quick break here of AAC Softball in Kingsport, Tennessee. bottom of the third action. Brenau leads 2-0. Emily Hall returns to the circle. 2 innings pitched, 1 strikeout, 35 total pitches. Savannah Schaefer will be making another appearance at bat. Actually, her first appearance. The way Brenau has been on this defensive end, just to now be getting to the bottom of that lineup, what does that tell you about Brenau?
Well, they've played a pretty clean game. I mean, they've been pitching the ball well, playing solid on defense, and Bryan's not able to deliver on the big hit. The last inning they went down in order, 1, 2, 3, 3 flyouts, and out of their 6 outs in this game, 5 of them have been flyouts. So, Bryan, putting the ball in the air, making it easy for Brenau to catch those pop-ups. You just square some up, get some line drives, hard ground balls if you're the Bryan College Lions.
So Emily Hall takes that first pitch. That is a bit high. That will be called a ball, 1-0 count. As now Hall is ready for this next pitch. Schaefer got some contact on that. That will go into foul territory, 1-1 count.
Yeah, you made a great point, Deshaun. Here we are in the bottom of the third, and it's still the first time through the lineup for Bryan. So the leadoff batter is on the on-deck circle. Will be up next.
Great speed in that zone, but that was a little bit outside. 2-1 count.
For Brenau, you really want to deal with the number 9 hitter and Savannah Schaefer if you can retire her before you come back to the top of the lineup.
And now the advantage for Bryan, 3-1 count. Savannah Schaefer. Definitely going to see what this next pitch is to figure out what her next move will be. That's just a great eye. She would now make her way to first, being walked. If you go back to the top of the lineup.
It's Emily Hall's first free pass of the day. And like you said, it turns that lineup back to the top. Dangerous hitter in Savannah Beard.
Already 1 for 1 on the day, singled pass short. Now Hall, she will bunt. She would look to get her speed to first. She is out. That is a very close call. Looked like she actually got there right on time.
Definitely a bang-bang play over at first. Beard called out. Sacrifice bunt does the job to move the runner.
Umpire has a better view than I do from upstairs, so that does advance Schaefer to second.
Addison Bunting now to the plate, a 418 hitter. Runner in scoring position for the right fielder for Bryan College.
That did corral that first out. Bunty is 0 for 1 on the day.
Flew out to right field in her first plate appearance.
That is going to drive into the left field. Kind of turned a little bit. Now Bunty using her speed. She's going to make her way to third. A run is driven in. That is a triple. Bryan starting to pick it up. Look at that dugout.
RBI triple for Bunty, and that ball was well struck over the right fielder's head. One hops the wall, and she was picking up speed when she rounded second base. A stand-up triple for Addison Bunty.
First baseman number 3.
2-1 is your score. And now you, with 1 out, Bunty is on third. Callie Green makes her way up to the plate. Already has a hit, 1 for 1 on the day, singled into center.
Yeah, the top of this Bryan lineup is dangerous, and the first time through couldn't really muster a whole lot of offense, but Beard on the sack bunt moved a runner over, then Bunty laced one to right field. Very well struck ball, maybe the hardest hit of the game thus far for Bryan College.
Absolutely. Brenau with 4 hits, Bryan now with 3. Starting to pick up some steam. And you said it right before that they're gonna have to start getting those hits, start getting on base, and really start matching that intensity of Brenau. Especially with a lot of softball left to be played.
Yeah, it's a funny game, but Seems like the more times you see the pitcher, the more pitches you see, the better off you do.
What a bunt! Put it right, it placed in front of the catcher. It was one of those situations, no one knew who to pick it up and throw it to first. She makes her way to first. We have a tie game. Run scores.
Little squeeze play from Bryan. Drives the runner home, runner safe at first. After she bunted the ball, the bat landed in fair territory. The ball didn't hit the bat that I saw, but when the catcher went to pick up the ball, she made contact with the bat. So officials getting together, talking this one over, but as of now, the run stands.
Safe. That's teach tape right there. If you're a high school player wanting to play collegiate softball, watch that play.
Yeah, and it's just a phenomenal bunt, first of all, but then the hustle down the line, the run scoring. Well played all around by Bryan College.
That will get you where you want to go, and that will make you a more valuable player as you go into college. That is a beautiful play. Emily Hall with that pitch right down the middle. First pitch called strike. 0-1 count. 1 out on the board.
Tie ball game.
Whole new ball game here. Presley 0 for 1 on the day, looking to try to get on base.
And she did in a hurry.
That into left field. That is a great hit.
I thought she did. That ball took off the bat like a cannon.
That is great contact on that. I honestly thought that was gone.
I did too. The left fielder had her played perfectly. Allie Busby out and left for Brunel.
That's a great way just to not panic in the left field as well. Just understand if you see where you see that ball, you have a better eye on it than anyone else does when it comes to your zone. Make the put out, put another out on the board.
Well, and what Busby didn't do, you see a lot of, younger softball players, the mistake they make, their first step is in. And if that first step's in, more often than not, it's over your head.
Agreed.
Busby froze, got a good read on it, tracked it down to record out number 2.
It's great patience in that outfield. 1-1 count, 2 outs on the board. As now that is going to pop out into left field as well. So now 2 runs scored by Bryan in this last inning. We will see what the the top of the fourth, what that will bring for Brenau. Can they match and regain the lead, or can this be a quick inning for Bryan? We will see after this quick break here on SESN.
The Southeast Sports Network is now on Amazon Fire TV. Now you can download the SESN app and watch on any Amazon-enabled device, such as your Fire Stick. The easiest way to download the app is to go to our website, find the Watch SESN tab, and click Fire TV app. Then just select your device from the list. That's it. Free and easy. Enjoy watching the Southeast Sports Network on your Fire TV, Fire Stick, or Fire tablet with just a few clicks.
Top of the fourth action, we will have Callie Dell, who is going to be leading off this inning. Callie Dell had the sack bunt her last at bat. Now she will lead off this inning. Kelly Smith in the circle, 3 innings pitch. 1 strikeout, 1 batter walked, 1 earned run. That outside pitch called for a ball. 1-0 count. So now Smith getting ready to take this next pitch. That one a bit more on the inside, same pitch. That will go down as a strike, 1-1 count.
Yeah, Dale sort of froze on that pitch, didn't pull the trigger. Nice pitch from Smith.
Finding that outside again, that will go down as a ball, 2-1 count.
That one missed just off the plate once again. Great job by Smith trying to pick around that outside corner. Stretch that zone.
Stretch it. It is. 2-2 count. Going on the outside.
Last couple pitches outside. See if she brings this one back in off the inside corner. Nope, stuck with the outside. She likes it out there.
Great way for Dale to not chase after that pitch as well.
Yeah, because all three of those, a ball, then a strike, and then that ball looked to be very close to the same spot.
Right. Now Smith takes this next pitch. Gets some contact on it, goes into foul territory. Keeps it at a full count. Now Callie Dale. Getting ready for this next pitch from Kaylee Smith. And that will roll right past first. Base hit. She will get on base. First hit of the day for her. That will be hit number 5 for Brenau.
That was a hard hit ball by Dale right at the first baseman underneath her glove out into right field for a leadoff single. And both these teams, Deshaun, the first batter every inning, so important that they get on, and these ladies are delivering.
So now Allie Busby up to the plate. First pitch, called ball. 1-0 count, Dale on first. And you make a great point. Those leadoff hitters, at this point, they are the most important players coming into each inning because they're setting a tone. As Busby gets contact, that does go into foul territory.
And that's the thing, every game you've got 2 leadoff hitters. One that starts the game and then whoever's up next in the inning. And they've all sort of got the same job to do. They got to, sort of be patient, get a pitch they can drive, try to get on base for their team, and then let their teammates knock them home.
So now Smith takes that next pitch right down the middle. A lot of speed. That goes down as a strike. 1-2 count.
Yeah, Busby pulled that front shoulder out. She didn't swing at it, but I don't think she could have reached it if she had.
So now Smith takes this next pitch. Gets some contact on it. Keeps it at a 1-2 count.
That was a much better swing from Busby. Just couldn't catch up to it, fouled it off.
So now Smith. That goes right over first base's head. And now Dale's making her way to third. Oh. Was going to make her way to third. Stopped in her tracks. She will be out.
Yeah, Callie Dale, and she rounded second, got about halfway to third and stopped. And that allowed Bryan to throw over and make the tag her out for out number 1. But a great hit from Busby. Really working that right field line are the Golden Tigers of Brenau. Another hard hit single.
So with 1 out, now you have 1 base runner instead of a runner in the corner. It's also a great throw.
No, it was a great throw.
To get her out at third.
Yeah, give Bryan credit. The right fielder Addison Bunty getting the ball in quickly to retire Dale.
Reaches out for that one in foul territory. 0-2 count. It's now Smith getting ready. Show bunt. Gets contact. Back in foul territory. Keeps it at an 0-2 count.
Great job by Smith, not getting rattled, still firing the ball in there from the circle. A couple hard hit balls, back-to-back singles to start this 4th inning.
Ooh.
Hit her elbow guard. So a hit by pitch will put Smith on first, runners on first and second with only 1 out.
So it's just like you've said these last 2 days, shoulda, coulda, woulda, because in reality, that could have been a bases loaded situation.
Yeah, and that's, unfortunate for Brenau. They, got out going to third, made the first out at third base, and had Dale held up at second, the base would be loaded.
And had the opportunity to ground out, had a hand on the ball, mishandled it, was going to throw out at first. Now the bases are loaded.
The bases are loaded, only one out. And this very, very dangerous top of the lineup due up now for Brunel, Dayton Power.
It's looking like we will see a pitching change in that circle. That will be number 13, Denver Hargreaves. Originally she was at second. So at that, now we see who is at second base. From this angle, I know it's a double-digit number.
Denver Hogreff.
So Hogreff will be the relief pitcher in the circle now.
Denver Hogreff was both the pitcher and the player of the week in the AAC conference for the week of April 28th.
So if bases loaded, one out. We're now looking to try to drive in some runs.
Yeah, golden opportunity for the Golden Tigers here.
Yeah, the second baseman went to pitcher, and now they brought in a new person to play second. So I don't know who it is. They don't have numbers on the front either.
Dayton.
Last pitch called a strike.
Dayton Power walked in the third inning, grounded out to short back in the first. Delivers with a single up the middle.
That is going to drive in some runs. Brenau now takes the lead.
Just a great piece of hitting from Power in that at bat. Just hammered that ball right past the shortstop. 2 RBI.
Second baseman number 1.
For Dayton Power. Now runners at first and second for Brenau with only one out. And it seems that Bryan Deshawn just can't get out of this inning.
And that's the tough part about it, is trying to get out of this inning, at least force another out. That was called a strike on that last one.
Ava Moon at the plate, the 6th hitter to come to the plate this inning for Brenau. With only one out, they'll have a couple more, have a turn at the plate.
As now takes the next pitch. That one is hitting the foul territory. 4-2 is now your score.
It's on. It's just muted or not muted.
I just like the way Brenau bounced back in this inning, gave up a couple runs.
That's wrote right into center field. That will potentially move a runner over. Moves 2 runners over. She is safe. So 2 outs on the board.
I'll try and figure out when they leave the field. I'll figure it out. But
Just a great piece of hitting from Moon. Or excuse me, from Moon.
number 2.
It's the ball out into right field, allows her teammates to tag up. Now runner on second, runner on third with 2 out.
Now in this instance, you would love, if you're Bryan, to just try to get out of this inning without giving up another run. First pitch called strike.
Peyton Hawkins at the plate now for Brenau. Fantastic hitter, 476 on the year. Changeup nearly got away from her. But Brenau, nice response here in the top of this fourth inning after Bryan put 2 on the board in the bottom of the third.
Last pitch low, 2 balls, 1 strike, 2 outs on the board. Power on second. Smith on third, Charlotte Smith. Now the advantage of a 3-1 count. Holgrief. That one hitting the foul territory by Hawkins.
Yeah, Hawkins just got a piece of that one.
11.
Going to work the count back full.
I'll just wait for this at bat and I'll add it at the beginning of the inning. Well, not the beginning of the inning, but when the pitching change happened.
Next pitch. Hit right under the shortstop's legs. That's going to drive in 2 more runs.
That's a great piece of hitting by Hawkins. Just a full count. She had to swing at that, hit it to the short. It went right through the wickets out into center field and allows 2 more runs to score.
It's a 2-hop right there.
Yeah, just took her eye off of it at the last second, trying to throw it before she caught it. And unforced error puts 2 on the board for the Golden Tigers.
So that last pitch was called a strike. Halsey at bat. 1 for 2 on the day. Yeah, she ropes that.
Great effort out in left field by Brooklyn Malone. Tried to dive and catch that one in foul territory. Just couldn't come up with it. Definitely can't fault her effort.
So getting ahead with an 0-2 count. Bryan looking to get out this inning, try to respond. Brenau.
It's a hard hit ball.
Hard hit in the outfield. Hawkins is going to round second. She's going to round third. She's going to make her way home. That is going to be another run scored.
Hard hit ball from Halsey. That left center field gap gets the fence. Peyton Hawkins on first. She is moving on contact and is able to score from first base to give her Brenau Golden Tigers a 5-run lead, 7-2 here in the top of the fourth inning.
And those 5 runs have been scored in this inning. As now Halsey makes her way to third.
Yeah, wild pitch got away and allows Halsey to take third. The 6th run of this inning, just 60 feet away.
Got some contact on that. That will go down as a 1-1 count.
McGee at the plate, the 9th batter to come to the plate for Brenau here in the top of the 4th inning.
As now that is roped into the foul territory in left field.
And if you're Bryan, we said this earlier, you just want to get an out. You want to get out of this inning, get in the dugout, regroup, get your bats in your hand, and try to put a run or 2 on the board.
That one a bit high and inside. Goes down for a ball. So 2-2 count. Takes the pitch. That one low and inside. Full count.
Good eye by McGee to lay off that one. Another full count for Brenau here in this 4th inning.
She'll take the next pitch. Ooh. Great reflex by Halsey at third.
Had everybody dancing out of the way down that third base line.
I also figured out
Umpires, coaches, players.
it doesn't seem to have issues. So if you have it right on the wedge, it seems to be fine.
As now that is going to have another walk. McGee makes her way to first. We have made our way around this lineup.
Number 9, Callie
back to Callie Dale.
Yeah, she started this thing off, seems like forever ago, with a single to right field.
That is going to hit right in that right field. Bryan finally gets out of this inning. Brenau puts in 5 runs. They have 8 hits.
2 errors and 2 left on
What
base.
can we see from Bryan, and what can they do to adjust to get back into this bottom of the 4th?
Well, you just want to see how they're going to adjust. I mean, tie ball game when we started the top of the 4th inning, they now find themselves down 5 runs. So, Bryan has to figure out a way to stop the bleeding when they're on defense. But they got to score some runs. They've got to put up some runs, and it's got to start here in the 4th inning if you're a Bryan College Lion softball fan.
We will see what will happen after this quick break here with ASC softball in Kingsport, Tennessee.
The Southeast Sports Network is now on Amazon Fire TV. Now you can download the SESN app and watch on any Amazon-enabled device, such as your Fire Stick. The easiest way to download the app is to go to our website, find the Watch SESN tab, and click Fire TV app. Then just select your device from the list. That's it. Free and easy. Enjoy watching the Southeast Sports Network on your Fire TV, Fire Stick, or Fire tablet with just a few clicks.
Bottom of the 4th action, we will see Brooklyn Malone, who will be leading off this inning. Emily Hall will return to the circle. 3 innings of work, 2 earned runs, 1 batter struck out, 1 walk, 49 total pitches. So you get into that bottom of the 4th inning, down 5 runs. Is it that time to start trying to figure out if you're getting to that desperation time?
Yeah, if you're Bryan, it's that time. You got to make something happen. You got to make something happen quickly. Now every at bat is a little more important and critical for the Lions as Malone fouls that one off deep down the right field line. No balls, 2 strikes to the left fielder from Bryan. Pitch in the dirt outside, ball 1.
So 1-2 count. Hall looking to retire another batter. A little bit on that outside zone. Really want to stretch that.
That's a pretty pitch right there. Just the shade outside.
So now Hall will take this next pitch. That's a great play. Second baseman Ava Moon for the first put out of this inning.
Yeah, you can do that when you're Ava Moon. Her speed is unparalleled, and she had to range to her right side, backhand it, and make a throw to first to retire Brooklyn Malone for out number 1 here in the bottom of the 4th inning.
Get some contact on that. That goes into foul territory. 0-1 count. Maddie Lee so far 0 for 1 on the day. Popped up to short, or popped up to second. And that was that beautiful play from Ava Moon that we saw when she popped up.
Yeah, she's another highlight play. Here she goes again.
Ava Moon. Another one.
It's a pretty big advantage for Brenau when you can play Ava Moon at second and she can cover a third of the field. I mean, she's
just that good.
We've seen her make catches in shallow center and shallow right. Showing off that glove here today is Ava Moon.
If that was in play, that at least would have brought some momentum to Bryan for Brianna Bumgarner.
Give Brenau a lot of credit here. They got this 5-run lead, and they come back here in the bottom of the 4th. And Emily Hall, sets down the first two batters, now facing Bumgardner.
Bumgardner pops that up. That is popped up in foul territory. 3 up, 3 down. No runs, no hits, none left on base. Now we will see if Bryan can try to slow down Brenau offensively, who has 8 hits and 7 runs. We will find out what will happen after this quick break here on the Southeast Sports Network at AAC Softball in Kingsport, Tennessee. Top of the 5th action. Allie Busby leads off.
Fielder number 4, Allie Busby.
First pitch was called a ball. We're going to see if Brunel can continue that offensive firepower that they have brought in.
Man, they sure had it in the 4th inning. 10 players coming to the plate, 5 runs, 4 hits, taking advantage of some miscues by Bryan. Now have a comfortable lead, 7-2, 5-run lead due the Golden Tigers of Brunel.
Holgriff, last pitch called strike. If you're Bryan, you want to try to make this quick inning and get 3 up, 3 down. Going for that pitch out. That will be the first out of this inning.
Yeah, great pitch from Holgriff right there. Got Busby looking for the backwards K, first out of the inning. Curveball over the outside corner.
Riley Smith.
Fooled her. She thought it was a ball, but she'll go to the dugout and think about that one.
And now that is going to get roped into center field. That will be the second out of the inning. So Riley Smith will be retired. Charlotte Smith will make her way up to the plate.
Shortstop number 11, Charlotte
Yeah,
Smith.
first pitch swung on by Smith. Soft fly ball to center field. Great job out there by Savannah Beard. Corralling that one, squeezing it for out number 2.
Try to go for the bunt. Let it hug that line. That does go into foul territory.
Charlotte Smith singled in the 3rd inning, reached on an error in the 4th.
And now, Holgriff, 3 up, 3 down. Bryan will look to see if they can respond and string along some runs in this next inning in the bottom of the 5th. As we come back here with Southeast Sports Network on AAC Softball Championships in Kingsport, Tennessee. So looking ahead, what will happen tomorrow from this game? Loser of this game goes to the 1 o'clock game, and they will be playing Columbia College. Columbia did in the season of Truett McConnell. That will be an elimination game. The winner of this game earns themselves a 5 o'clock matchup tomorrow against number 6 seeded Tennessee Wesleyan.
We had Johnson and Tennessee Wesleyan with wins yesterday Sort of earned a day off today, and see them back out here tomorrow at Brickyard Ballpark.
As now starts off with the base hit, mishandles that, and she will make her way to second.
Yeah, Savannah Schaefer with a hard hit ball to left field. Busby misplayed it. It was going to be a single for Schaefer, but the error by Busby allows her to get to second. And if you're Bryan, you want to try to capture this little jolt of momentum.
And now you go back at the top of the lineup with Savannah Beard. 1 for 1 on the day. Hall takes the pitch. On the outside, that will go down for a ball, 1-0 count.
Maybe I was wrong. I thought
And if you're Emily Hall for Brenau, you can't really worry about the runner at second. You got to face this batter and try to get an out.
Fouled off, 1-1 count.
it didn't get the strike. All right. Well, it's right on there. I really don't care about their shots. If anyone that's complex with a bump, they can have it come off.
So now Emily Hall will look to take this next pitch. 1-1 count. It's Beard hits that right to center. That's going to be a great throw, but that will advance Schaefer over to third, closer into scoring territory.
Dayton Power out in center made a nice catch.
Right fielder.
Wound up, tried to throw it to third to retire Schaefer after she tagged, but she will be safe at third base. Run for Bryan just 60 feet away with Addison Bunty coming to the plate.
Her last at-bat was a triple to right field. And now that will be a quick ground out, but that will advance a runner home. 7-3 is now your score.
I really like the decision from Charlotte Smith, the shortstop from Brunel there. Just go ahead and give that run up, get the out.
First baseman number 3.
Makes the score 7-3. But you got 2 outs, nobody on base for if you're Brunel.
So Emily Hall will take this next pitch. Beautiful changeup for the strike. Callie Green, 2 for 2 on the day. Single to right field, and then she had that bunt to first.
Yeah, had a good day at the plate, has Callie Green. The first baseman today for Bryan.
Emily Hall ahead with the 0-2 count. 2 outs on the board. That will go down for a ball. A lot of chatter in Brickyard Park.
Although the folks from Brunel thought that was a strike.
That one will be a strike, and she will get out. 3 up, 3 down. Well, no. One hit, 1 run was scored. After that, out. So, we will see what Brunel can do. Can they continue and add some more runs? Or can Bryan force out another quick inning and get their offense back on the field? We will find out after this quick break here with ASC Softball in Kingsport, Tennessee. Top of the 6th action. Dayton Power is going to be leading off, 1 for 2 on the day.
Center fielder number 3, Dayton
2 RBI.
Yeah, had that hard single back in the 4th inning, drove in 2 runs.
Nice pitch down the middle, but that will be called a ball.
There was a changeup from Hallgriff. Power watched it fly by for ball 1.
As now Power gets it right past infield, ropes it into left. Another hit for her. She goes 2 for 3 on the day. Leadoff single.
That's why you want to start this inning off if you're Brenau. Top of the order here in the 6th inning, potentially. You never know how it works out, but potentially your last at bat of the game. And if you want an insurance run, right now is the time if you're a Golden Tiger.
As that will bounce off the glove. And now you'll see Moon make her way to 2nd. And you just saw Power make her way to 3rd.
That ball was smoked by Ava Moon right off the glove of the 3rd baseman, Savannah Schaefer. And it ricochets into left field. Moon to 2nd, Power to 3rd. Runners on 2nd, 3rd, nobody out for Brenau here in the top of the 6th inning.
Peyton Hawkins makes her way up to the plate. Last pitch was a ball. 1-0 count.
And for Brenau, you really like your chances to get a run or 2 in. Hawkins at the plate, Halsey on deck.
And that goes right past the infield. 1 run scores. Another runner. She will be tagged out. So Ava Moon is tagged out. So 1 run will score. 8-3 is your score. Hawkins makes her way to 1st. We'll see Brenau's coach have a conversation to see if he asks just to confirm that. 1 out is on the board.
That was a hard hit ball to right field, and Addison Bunty in right field for Bryan fields it cleanly, throws a strike to the catcher, Aubrey Presley, to retire a very, very speedy Ava Moon at home for the 1st out.
Another great throw from the right fielder to get a runner out.
It was a seed on a rope.
If there's something that we have seen from Bryan, there could be a lot more runs that could be out, or a lot more runs that could be scored. You're looking at potentially maybe 2 more runs in this being a 10-3 game if they don't throw out at home.
Yeah, just it was just a great play. And right there you had Halsey, hard ground ball to 3rd. Schaefer goes over to 2nd and the throw pulled the 2nd baseman off the bag.
That is going to be popped to short. Another out, 2nd out of the inning.
The DP, number 9, Callie Dale.
Now 2 outs, runners on 1st and 2nd for Brenau. 5-run lead for the Golden Tigers, 8-3 here in the top of the 6th inning.
Now Callie Dell, 1 for 2 on the day. First pitch called strike.
That big 4th inning for Brenau. Dale got it all started with a leadoff single. Sort of opened the floodgates, allowed Brenau to score 5 runs.
Brenau with 11 hits on the day. Only had 5 yesterday, but today they have just strung it along perfectly for their offense.
Yeah, they can absolutely smash the softball. They can hit it 1 through 9 for power, bunt, very situational, situationally aware, and very, very solid softball team is Brenau.
1-2 count, 2 outs on the board. Hawkins on 2nd, Halsey on 1st. Hallgriff with the next pitch. Right over the 2nd base head. Bases will be loaded. Callie Dale makes her way to 1st.
Hawkins held up at 3rd very wisely. And once again, Schaefer had a chance to show off that arm in right field, but now the base is full of Golden Tigers with Allie Busby coming to the plate.
Inside pitch, called for a strike. Allie Busby, 1 for 3 on the day, 1 RBI, struck out once. Now, Highgrove take the next pitch.
Busby took a cut at that one and looked like it may hit the catcher, so home plate umpire take a walk out, give her a chance to collect herself.
So now Presley comes back. Glad to see him. She's okay.
I couldn't tell where it hit her, but I'm sure she'll have a bruise in the morning.
Oh, yeah. 0-2 count. As that has bounced off the glove. Still will throw her out. 1-3 put out. So now we head to the bottom of the sixth. Brunel did add a run. We will find out if Bryan can make a late bottom sixth rally, or will Brunel make this a quick inning? We'll find out after this quick break here on Southeast Sports Network at AAC Softball in Kingsport, Tennessee. Bottom of the sixth action, Emily Hall will return to the circle. 5 innings of work. 2 earned runs, 2 batters struck out, 67 total pitches, 1 walk.
Hall's pitched a great game for Brunel. 6 more outs to close it out and give them the victory.
Low pitch, that will be called a ball. Aubrey Presley will be leading off, 0 for 2 for today. Flat out to right field, flat out to the left field. Takes the next pitch. Ropes that into left field. That will be her first hit, leadoff hit. And now
Great piece of hitting by Presley. Just muscled that one out into left field. Like you said, Deshaun, leadoff single for the Lions. Trying to get a rally going here in the bottom of the 6th inning.
And that will be a pinch runner on first. Which will be number 6, Kana Green.
Pinch runner at first base, number 6, Kana Green.
Sun's starting to move away a little bit in Brickyard Park. That is going to be popped right to the infield.
Whoa.
What a catch!
What a play. Charlotte Smith covering some territory out at shortstop. Made that catch behind third base, right where the grass meets the dirt. Diving catch out number 1 here in the bottom of the 6th.
This Brunel infield is not just going to give up any kind of hit. You're going to have to earn it against them.
Yeah, and that's just the kind of play you championship team makes. And Brunel, a very solid team in this conference and looking to go even further.
Emily Hall, nice pitch right down the middle. First pitch called strike. Takes the next pitch. Malone. That drops. So now you have a run on first and second. Kana Green on second. Malone on first.
If it wasn't for that great catch from Charlotte Smith, you'd have the bases loaded for Bryan. Instead, runners on first and second, only 1 out.
Number 8, Maddie Lee.
Maddie Lee coming to the plate.
Maddie Lee 0 for 2 on the day. Looking to get that first hit. Moves some runners over. 360 turn from Emily Hall. Looked to see if she wanted to throw a runner out at third, decided to get the runner out at first instead.
Yeah, great communication from her teammates in the infield. She started to go to third with that, and everybody told her 1-1-1, get the sure out. And that sure out is out number 2 here in the inning, but Bryan has runners on second and third with the designated player Brianna Bumgardner coming to the plate.
2 outs on the board. Kana Green now at third, Malone at second. Bumgardner 0 for 2 on the day. Ball hitting the foul territory.
Good pitch from Hall, inside part of the plate, fouled off the backstop by Bumgardner.
So now Hall will take this next pitch. It's great contact. That goes into foul territory. 0-2 count.
Yeah, that ball was hit hard. And hard would be an understatement. Down the left field line foul. 0-2's the count to Bumgardner.
Now Hall takes the next pitch. Keeps it at an 0-2 count.
Bumgardner making Hall work right here. But I like her approach at the plate. Those runners on second and third are not going to score themselves. She's going to have to knock them in.
And with 2 outs on the board, Brenau looking to try to end this inning. Avoid any runs being brought home. Runner 60 feet away.
Charlotte Smith once again.
Charlotte Smith, just lateral movement. Another put out.
No runs, 2 hits, no errors.
So Brunel avoids any runs to be scored. We go to the top of the 7th. Can Brunel add some more runs? Or does Bryan have it in him to force a quick inning? We'll find out here on Southeast Sports Network and AAC Softball Championships. Top of the 7th action. So we have a pitching change. Maddie Lee, who started at short, will now move into the circle. 3.43 ERA. 7 appearances on the season, 1 save. She has struck out 16 batters.
Bryan, number 8, Maddie Lee.
Leading off this inning
Leading off for Brenau,
will be Riley
number
Smith.
8, Riley Smith.
Riley Smith so far 0 for 2 on the day. She was hit by a pitch, flew out to center field, and then was put out with a 1-3 put out in her last at bat.
Should have been 9 o'clock game.
No. They don't even have a 7 o'clock game.
And we're past 7.
First pitch called strike for Maddie Lee.
Good start for Lee. Finds a strike zone on the outside corner. Gets ahead in the count to Riley Smith.
Great contact. That is hitting the foul territory.
Hard hit ball, just foul for Lee, or for Smith, excuse me.
0-2 count. Maddie Lee ready to take the next pitch in the circle. Bill on the outside, 1-2 count.
First two pitches on the inner half of the plate. That one just misses away. 1 ball, 2 strikes to Riley Smith.
Try to go for the changeup. That one a bit high. 2-2 count. Now Riley Smith ready to take this next pitch. Great throw from third. That'll be a quick 5-3 put out. That was Schaefer. So first out of the inning.
The shortstop, number 11.
Now Charlotte Smith making her way to the plate. 1 for 3 on the day. Had that hit right past short.
Made a couple web gems out in the field. The bottom of the 6th inning. Looking to add to her highlight reel.
So now 0-1 count, 1 out on the board. Maddie Lee ready to take her 6th pitch. Right down the middle, 0-2 count, beautiful.
Yeah, nice pitch from Lee. Ahead in the count, no balls, 2 strikes to Charlotte Smith.
Now Lee takes this next pitch, bit high, brings it to a 1-2 count. So now for Lee, she'll get ready for this next one. Charlotte Smith is safe. That's a bit of a delayed ground from at short, as that was Carpenter, threw it to first. So now Charlotte Smith makes her way to first.
Center fielder, number 3, Dayton Power.
Yeah, the throw from Carpenter, a little errant, pulled the first baseman off the bag. Allows a one out base runner for Brenau here at the top of the 7th inning.
That is hit number 13 for Brenau. That offense is rolling today. That pitch a bit high. Dayton Power up to bat, 2 for 3 on the day. Last at bat, single to left. That is going to be hitting the foul territory. Schaefer bounces back up.
Yeah, good hustle from Schaefer down that left field line right in front of the Brenau dugout. Diving attempt, just couldn't come up with it. Can't fault the effort.
So now ahead in the count. That'll be a 3-1 count.
8-3 your score. We're now a 5-run lead, looking to add some insurance here in the top of the 7th.
Gets right past the infield. Charlotte Smith advances to second. That will move Power for her 3rd hit of the day, 3 for 4.
The second baseman, number 1, Ava Moon.
Yeah, Dayton Power, just a great day at the plate for Brenau. That leadoff spot.
14 hits for the Golden Tigers.
Hit tracker just keeps climbing.
Low pitch in the dirt. Ball 1. Ava Moon, 2 for 3 on the day. That will go over the shortstop's head. Smith advances to third. Power advances to second. Bases are loaded, 1 out. Ava Moon now 3 for 4.
The first baseman, number 2.
A great piece of hitting by Moon from that left side. Just used her power, momentum to hit that one over the shortstop's head in shallow center field. Now the bases are loaded for Brenau with only 1 out.
2-0 count.
Brenau's done a great job of, sort of setting the table for their 2, 3, and 4 hitters. Moon, Hawkins, and Halsey.
Right down the middle for Maddie Lee. 2-1 count. Peyton Hawkins 1 for 4 on the day.
Chance to add her RBI total. Bases loaded, only 1 out. It's a great changeup from Lee. Hawkins tried to pull the trigger on it, just couldn't do anything with it, just had to foul it off.
2-2 count. Now Lee, with bases loaded, takes this next pitch. Hitting the foul territory.
And here's the thing, with the bases loaded, you really have nowhere to put Hawkins. You have to pitch through in this situation. Already down 5, and a great chance for her to add to that right here.
So now, that will be the second out, hitting the foul territory.
Third baseman, number 22.
Whitney Halsey
Whitney Halsey.
makes her way to the plate, 2 for 4 on the day, 1 RBI.
She just absolutely can smash the softball.
Bases still loaded.
Cleanup hitter for the Golden Tigers. During the regular season, she led the AAC in RBIs, 56 RBIs during the regular season. Couple more tacked onto that today.
One 1-0 count. Lee takes the pitch. That will be grounded by Carpenter. Carpenter gets it to first. And now Bryan is able to leave.
No runs, 3 hits. No
3
errors.
runners left on base from Brenau.
Heads to the bottom of the
We
7th.
will go to the bottom of the 7th to see if Bryan can make a last effort rally or can Brenau get 3 quick outs. We will find out here on Southeast Sports Network in Kingsport, Tennessee.
Typically the opposite of
Bottom of the 7th, action. Savannah Schaefer will be leading off. Emily Hall has pitched 6 innings of action, 2 strikeouts, walked 1 batter, 77 total pitches.
the exact opposite will happen. I'll be like, well,
Yeah, Hall's pitched at Jim today. I mean, you know, holding this Bryan team to just 3 runs is, you know, pretty phenomenal. Just a great effort by her in the circle. And her teammates defensively backing her up. I mean, when you take a look at some of the catches that we've seen by Ava Moon at second, Charlotte Smith at short, just a great pitching and defensive effort today from Brenau. And that's not even mentioning how well they've hit the ball. 15 hits on the game, but 3 outs away from closing this one out.
Remember, loser of this game will be playing Columbia College tomorrow. Winner of this game will take on Tennessee Wesleyan at 5. So Emily Hall, after that ball was fouled off, takes this pitch. 1-1 count. Now for the next pitch for Hall. Schaefer gets contact on it. That does go into foul territory. 1-2 count.
Good at bat from Schaefer. Staying alive, fouling off pitches.
Bryan College in the dugout, keeping that pride.
Yeah, that's one of the things. I mean, you got to believe it's a tall hill to climb, but
Schaefer makes her way with a base hit leadoff single.
and that was almost another fantastic play by Smith. Dove going to her right. Knocked that ball down. I'm not for sure if it mattered. It's still going to be an infield hit, but the ball was absolutely smoked by Schaefer.
That would have been one of those situations. If she makes that play, it's a beautiful play.
Oh, yeah.
Come on, turn around. Hey, I can ask her in the microphone. What number are you? Hey.
As you have a pinch runner on first, we'll get that jersey number in a bit. But Savannah Beard is up to bat.
Yeah, you're on first. I'm just trying to figure out what number.
Yeah, back to the top of the order for Bryan. Good job by Schaefer batting in that 9-hole, turning it over to the top.
I think it's 2, probably. If I had to guess. Okay.
First pitch was a ball. Second pitch, 2-0 count.
Leadoff runner aboard, and now Brenau, you just have to get an out. Can't get the third out till you get the first. So
Absolutely.
trust in what you've done all game long.
It's now Beard. Ropes that into center. Should we get that out?
Great catch by Dayton Power coming on to squeeze that for out number 1.
Now Bunty
Right fielder, number 1. Addison Bunty.
makes her way up to the plate. 1 for 3 on the day, 2 RBIs.
Another dangerous hitter in this Bryan lineup. Runner on first, 1 out.
Had that triple earlier in the game. First pitch, call strike. And now Emily Hall looking to continue work. 85th pitch coming. Great play. She'll throw it to first. Try to go for the double play. That at least will get the second out and get the lead runner away from scoring position.
Yeah, great play by Moon. When she went to field that one, she sort of stumbled. Too quick for her own good. Couldn't flip it to the shortstop for the 4-6-3. She just takes it, steps on second herself for the force out. 2 down. And Bryan down to the last out here in this ball game.
As now that's going to be popped up in the infield. Brenau will advance, stay in the winner's bracket. They will earn themselves a matchup with number 6 seeded Tennessee Wesleyan, 5 o'clock. For Bryan, they now advance. They will play Columbia College at 1 o'clock tomorrow. A lot of action we can see as you saw Columbia College rally. A lot of action today in those 4 games. What did you see?
It was a great day of softball. When you look at it, just a phenomenal effort
Tomorrow at 1 p.m.
in this game right here for Brunel to come out with a win over a very good Bryan team. It was great to see Reinhardt in person. Finally, they win and advance to play Johnson tomorrow at 3 o'clock, and a big day of softball tomorrow. We're not going anywhere anytime soon.
Absolutely. And we start the day off again with 2 elimination games. We'll look ahead real quick. Montreat CIU will start the day off tomorrow. And then we'll have Columbia and then Bryan, Johnson, Reinhardt, Tennessee Wesleyan, Brunel. Action-packed day tomorrow. We will see you. I'm Deshaun Bullock with Jeff Campbell. Any closing thoughts?
No, I just a great day of softball and, a couple upsets today, but you'll see that in this conference tournament with all the teams that, so solid, so good throughout the entire tournament bracket, and 2 great days of softball, and we'll have another one for you tomorrow right here on the Southeast Sports Network.
Day 3 coming at you at Brickyard Park. Thank you all for tuning in today. We will see you all tomorrow morning, starting at 11 o'clock.
Hello, and thank you for joining us for today's broadcast. This broadcast is a product of Shrine Media, LLC. Unauthorized use, sale, or redistribution of this media in any form is strictly prohibited without the express written consent of Shrine Media. Radio and television mediums are encouraged to reach out. Thank you for tuning in. Enjoy the game.